And welcome back to my channel. You guys, I'm super excited about this week's coaching video because this week I'm going to be talking about how to reclaim your life after a breakup. Now, if you have never experienced a breakup, honey, just keep on living because it happens to all of us. It's happened to me. It just happens to all of us. And it's not something that you just want to have to deal with, but I want to give you some steps on how you can reclaim your life because breakups can be so detrimental. Breakups can make or break you if you're not strong enough. Let me just be completely honest because I've seen it happen. So when you break up with someone that you thought you would spend the rest of your life with, it can be traumatizing. Just as traumatizing sometimes as the death of a loved one. Not only to your heart and your psyche, but also your body as well. So, I've been down that road. I think I've shared this with you all before, and I'll save you the long drawn out version and to give you the abbreviated version of it. And I dated someone for 9 years, 9 long years. And honestly, after year number 3, I really should have just moved on. But I'm the type of person that I believe in trying to stay and work things out, make it work. But it's sort of like that puzzle piece. If it doesn't fit, then it just doesn't belong there. But that's a whole nother video. So anyway, during that 9 year relationship, that individual broke up with me not once but twice, you guys, twice, for someone that they deemed to be better than I was. And in the end, still wanted to come back to me. You see what I'm saying? Was it hard? Yes. Was it difficult? Most certainly. Did I have my moments where I just felt like life as I knew it had just come to an end? Of course I did. But I'm going to tell you what saved me. And I had my up and down moments for, I'm going to say, probably a good 2 months. About 2 months. And finally, as we rolled into that third month, I ended up going to revival. My pastor was preaching revival at another church, and I wasn't going to go, but I knew my mom wanted to go, and I didn't want her to have to go by herself. Not that she couldn't. And so I said, and inside I just was so broken, I didn't feel like going. And so told my mom, I said, okay, I'm going to go, because first I wasn't. And so when I went, y'all, when I tell you, I was so happy that I went. The choir sang this song. For the life of me, I don't know the name of the song. But basically, the song talked about crying your last tear. That no matter what's going on in your life, you cry your last tear and don't you dare cry another one. When I tell you that was worth me leaving my house for, and we hadn't even gotten to the preaching yet, but that song right there was so, so powerful for me. And I mean to tell you, it just, something clicked, and that was it. And I decided, I said, now, Michelle, when you leave this service tonight, you are not going to cry over that. I almost said something, but I'm not going to say that. You're not going to cry over that individual ever again. What happened has happened. You learn from it and you move on. See, because I understood that not everybody deserves a seat at your table. Not everybody deserves a seat at my table. And you have to be okay with that. So let's jump into some steps on how you can reclaim your life after breakup. So number 1, give yourself time to grieve. This is so important. And if you have friends, close friends, associates, whatever you choose to call them, and they say to you, oh, you just need to get over it. Honey, let me tell you something. You need to get rid of them. Don't ever tell anybody to just get over it. You have got to take the time to grieve. Now, taking the time to grieve is relative because it's different for you and it's different from me and it's different for other people. You can't tell somebody how long to grieve. You never open your mouth. If you have, please don't do this ever again. Don't ever open your mouth and tell somebody, well, Shirley, you've been grieving over Ralph for the last 3 months or 4 months. Girl, you need to get over that. Don't do that. Let people grieve in their own time because you don't know how deep their hurt is. People didn't know how deep my hurt was. So I'm thankful that I didn't have people saying, Michelle, look, you need to get over it. What they said was, Michelle, you will get over this. It's going to take some time, but you will get over this. So it's okay. It's okay to cry and feel the pain. It's inevitable and it's necessary. Don't let anybody tell you it's not okay to cry and feel the pain. And I mean anybody. I don't care if it's your mom and your daddy. Don't let anybody tell you that it's not okay to cry and feel pain, because it is. Surround yourself with people who understand what you're going through, and pour your heart out all you want. See, I'm so thankful that I had friends, close friends and family that allowed me to have my moments when I needed to have them. Don't rush things and let time pass. You'll eventually get exhausted and you're going to run out of tears before you even realize it. Number 2, let the emotions flow, but don't let the breakup consume you. This is so important. Do not let that breakup consume you. And I've seen it happen, and it can be a horrible place to be. You cannot let that consume you, because just like you met that person, you will meet somebody else that's really the right person for you. So it's okay to feel hurt, but you have to remember to pick yourself up every time. Don't let it get the best of you. Try articulating your feelings in a nourishing way through writing or through music. Find a new hobby and or a new sport to take your mind off things. This helps you get over it faster. See, once you get your mind on something else, something positive. Now, notice I didn't say go out and meet somebody else to get over this last person. People do it, and if that works for you, 2 thumbs up. It just that was never my style. I would just encourage you to take on a new hobby to kind of take your mind off things. Number 3, stop blaming yourself. It's not your fault. No relationship is perfect, and there's no use dwelling over the things that you could have or should have done to save it. Let me say that one more time. No relationship is perfect, and there's no use dwelling over the things that you could have or should have done to save it. If you fought until the very end to keep it alive, then you should be proud of yourself. You held your part of the bargain, and you didn't let go even when you had all the freedom to do so. Keep in mind that if the other person isn't willing to compromise or work it out anymore, there's no point in staying. I see this all too often, where you have a couple and one person wants to work it out, but the other person doesn't. Let me just tell you how that typically works out in the end. It just doesn't work. So if you have somebody that does not want to make it work, and you do, honey, pack up your mental bags and keep it moving, because all you're doing really is wasting your time. And it is not even worth staying with somebody that really doesn't want to be there. Let me just say that too. A wise person once said, love is not a feeling, but a choice. Okay? When that person is no longer in you, and no longer values you, it's time to let go. Yes, you feel like wallowing in self-pity, but don't. It's sad, especially when you think about all the promises and the plans that you made together, but maybe one day you'll learn why the relationship didn't work out, and you'll find that something better was in store for you all along. See, I'm a firm believer that any past relationships that I've had that didn't work out, it's okay. You know why? Because God was preparing me for something better. Okay, so if you look at it that way, it makes it so much easier to deal with. So number 4, distance yourself from the source of the hurt. And I think I've talked about this before. You've got to distance yourself from it. So it's probably best to cut all ties with the person you broke up with. Unless, here's the unless part. Unless you have children with this person or you have property with this person. Other than that, avoid texting, avoid calling, avoid stalking online or in person. And yes, I threw that in there because there are some people that break up with folks and they stalk them on social media. They stalk them at their favorite hangouts, because maybe that was you all's favorite hangout and now they have somebody new. They're taking them to this hangout. But honey, I want to really, really encourage you to cut all ties. Again, like I said, unless you have children with this person or you have property together with this person, cut all ties. There's no reason for you to keep their number in your phone. Delete it out. Yes, you may know it by heart, but delete it out, because eventually over time you're going to forget that number and you don't need to see it in your phone. There's no reason to keep any text messages. There's no reason to keep any emails. There's no reason to keep any cards. And you might be saying, well, not all of our relationship was bad, so I want to hold on to a few of the good memories. No, honey, when I'm done with you, I'm done with you. There's no reason for me to hold on to any of that stuff from the past, period. So, like I said, unless you have kids and property, Cut off all ties. Number 5, it's okay to be angry as long as it doesn't consume you either. So there will come a point when anger and hatred will replace what was once pain and sadness. And let me put a pin right there because I've been down that road where I experienced the pain and the sadness, and then just that quick, it turned into outright anger. I mean, when I say anger, I'm talking about to the extent that I could stop and think to myself, if given the opportunity, I would run this person over if I could do it and get away with it. That's how deep the hatred went. And I said, Michelle, that's not you. So you got to move past that. But it does happen, right? It's easier to deal with anger than pain, but just as exhausting. Wouldn't it be nice to just feel nothing for a person rather than hate them for a long time? Remember, the opposite of love is not hate, but apathy. And I'm going to tell you something. It was just in the last, I'm going to say, couple of years that I was actually able to really, truly forgive this person and move on. See, because even though this happened quite a while ago at this point, I realized that I still had hatred deep in my heart for this person. So much so that and I can be very honest, with you guys, I'm not perfect. So much so that if I saw them hurt on the side of the road, I would just keep right on driving and mind my business. No, I would not stop. And I can honestly say that I was at a point where I could do that. And that's because I still hated that individual. I loathed that individual. But now I'm at a place where I was able to say, you know what, Lord, I forgive that person for me. It wasn't about him, but it was forgiving him for me so that I could cleanse myself of all of that and just truly, truly move on. Because, see, even though we move on, when we carry that hatred in our heart, you haven't really forgiven. So I want to encourage you right now to think about something or someone in your life that you are still harboring hatred and ill will towards. And I want you to decide today, this moment, right now, that you're going to forgive that person for you. It's not about forgiving them for them. It's about forgiving them for you, so that you can free yourself, so that you can move on and truly begin to enjoy life. Because you might be thinking, well, I'm already enjoying life. Yeah, on the surface you are, but that stuff that's deep down, you're not enjoying life. Not deep down, because it's still there. So you need to get to a place where you can say, I forgive you for me, and truly move on with your life. Okay. So, number 6, be the better person. Along with anger comes the desire for revenge and justice. And yes, I went down that road as well. You're going to want to hurt that person and wish them nothing but bad things. And if you do go through this phase, I hope you eventually realize that it's a waste of your time and your energy, because I found out that it was a complete waste of my time and my energy, because that person could care less. It's just not worth it. Don't bash them on social media. Don't call, don't text them saying how stupid they were for leaving you, or even plot revengeful schemes. Just be the bigger and better person. Stay calm, collected, and most of all, classy. Let me say that one more time. Be the bigger and better person. Stay calm, collected, and classy. Because like I said, their day will come. I truly believe that their day will come. And I'm going to tell you a little secret. If you have always been a good man or a good woman to that person, and they just raked you through the coals, they lied, they cheated, whatever it was that happened, I can promise you just as sure as I'm sitting here talking to you with these glasses on my face, that at some point in time, that individual is going to sit back during one of their quiet moments, and they're going to think about all that you truly meant to them. They're going to think about all of the good things that you've done for them. They're going to think about the good heart that you had for them and for everybody. And they're going to say, man, you know what? I messed up. I messed up. That person was the right person for me, and I thought I needed something else. I thought I needed something better, something bigger, and what I needed I already had. But then it's too late. Well, at least with me, because I'm going to tell you a little secret. You mess up with me, it's a wrap. I'm done. There is no going back. Did that in my younger years. I'm still young, but you know what I mean. I did that in my younger years, and I'm just not available for that anymore. I'm just not. Not going to do it. I will accept your apology, but there will never be an us. We will never have a moment where we're going to sit down and break bread, because I'm just not there. Now, unless God delivered me and put something different on my heart, that's something different. But just being me, being the Michelle that I am, no, honey, you mess up, I'll forgive you, but you need to move on your way. Number 7, try looking at the brighter side of things. The breakup could be a blessing in disguise. Didn't I say that, you guys? God wrecks our plans when he sees that our plans are going to wreck us. Y'all, let me say that one more time. God will wreck your plans. He will wreck my plans when he sees that our plans are going to wreck us. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. And I don't know who it is that you serve, and it doesn't even really matter. But I am so thankful that the God I serve can look at someone and say, "Oh, you know what? They're going to be the demise of Michelle. So let me wreck them before they wreck her." And that's a shouting moment right there. So make time for your family and your friends who love you unconditionally. Join more organizations, focus on your goals, and make new plans for the future. Traveling will help a lot. Think of it as a learning experience and come out a better person. And that's exactly what I did. Like I said, I took that sadness and depression and it turned into anger and hatred and disgust. And then out of all of that, I turned out to learn from that, and it made me a better person. Yeah, I'm trying to tell you, that's a whole workshop right there in itself. Number 8, focus on yourself now. Okay, so perhaps when you were in a relationship, it was all about selflessness and conquering life as a team. But now it's time to be a little selfish and independent. It's okay to be selfish sometimes. All that matters now is all that matters now is you and what you deserve. Stop thinking about getting back at them and start working on bettering yourself. Let me say that again. Stop thinking about getting back at that person and start working on bettering yourself. Number 9, don't give up on love just because someone chose to give up on you. Some people who've gotten their hearts broken often become cynical and put up those walls that stop themselves from ever falling in love again. Every time you fall in love, you take a risk. Let me tell you something. Been down that road. I have been down that road where I decided I was going to put up this wall. So let's say I meet you, right? We go out, we have a good time. I enjoy hanging out with you. You make me laugh, vice versa. But I had this wall. And this wall was solid. Just like both my hands together, this wall was solid. But if you got too close to this wall, guess what? I now have to push you away because you're getting too close. So this is how it works. This is the wall, right? This is my heart, okay? Here's the wall. This wall sits out about right here. Let me turn to the side so you can see it. See that, you guys? You see where my heart is in relation to my hand? If you got to this wall right here, and you tried to come a little closer, it was time for me to push you away because see, you were getting too close. And I didn't want you in my inner circle. And I, had to apologize to myself, of course, because those people have moved on. But I've had to do some serious, repenting and asking God to forgive me for the way I treated some people because they got a little too close. And I didn't know how to articulate to them that, you know what, we're cool and all, but as long as you stay at arm's length, we're going to be all right. But you start coming too close into my inner space, and now we have a problem. And so instead of dealing with it, I chose to push people away. And like I said, I'm pretty sure that I missed out on some great relationships because of it. But, as you learn and you grow, you can better handle things like that. And you don't do stuff like that. Because, like I said, I'm pretty sure that there was some great relationships, or could have been some great relationships, had I not pushed those people away. And when I say push them away, I mean I stopped taking your phone calls. I may have blocked your number. If you left me messages, I never called you back. And eventually you got the hint and stopped calling. And that was very unfortunate because I have always been that person. I don't like hurting other people. I truly do not like hurting other people. And I realized that my actions probably were very hurtful for those individuals, but that's just that's the only way I knew to deal with it at that time. But again, with age comes wisdom for most people. So with age comes wisdom. I was able to learn how to better handle those situations. And I could say, I think we need to take a break. Things are getting a little too serious, and I'm not really there right now. So, don't give up on love just because someone chose to give up on you. And last but not least, number 10, love yourself enough to know that you deserve the very best. This is so critical. You have got to love yourself enough to know that you deserve the best. Don't ever let anybody tell you differently, because you do deserve the best. Don't settle for anyone mediocre. I'm sorry, don't settle for anyone that's mediocre. Don't settle for mediocre, period. You deserve stability. You deserve honesty at all times. You deserve to be treated right. You deserve faithfulness, respect, and compassion. Otherwise, it isn't love at all. Did y'all hear what I just said? You deserve all of those things. Even if, now I'm going to say this, even if you are unlovable, because there are some people that are just truly unlovable, and that's because they've been through something. If you sit down and talk to them, you find that they've been through some things, and they're just acting out because they don't know how to act any other way. But you deserve those things. So let me do a quick recap for you, and I promise I'm going to let you be. So today we talked about how to reclaim your life after a breakup, and I shared with you my story of a breakup. And I also, talked about how we all have gone through this. And if you haven't, just keep on living, because, you will eventually. Because it's a part of life. Imagine if you went through life and you never experienced pain. You never experienced disappointment. You never experienced a setback. And then you get to a rightful old age, and all of a sudden, out of nowhere, I mean, it's just coming from everywhere. You got pain, disappointment, setbacks, this, that, and the other. It will almost take you away from here. That's why when you go through these things, at a fairly young age, you grow from it and you learn. So as you move to the next phase of your life, you can say, hey, wait a minute, I've been down this road. I can handle this. So it's just a part of life. It's not fun. Let me not say that, because you know what? Some people, some people in relationships where there was a breakup, and honey, they just as happy as a bowl of oatmeal on a cold winter night. So I'm not gonna say that it's not fun for everybody, because some people really are happy about their breakups because of the relationship in and of itself. But for the majority of us, it's not fun at all. So here are your 10 steps. Number 1, give yourself time to grieve. That is so important. Please don't rush it, and don't let other people rush you. Number 2, let the emotions flow, but don't let the breakup consume you. And that is so important. So you need to find a new hobby, go traveling, go listen to some music or something. Number 3, stop blaming yourself. No relationship is perfect, and there's no use in dwelling over the things that you could have or should have done to save it. Okay, number 4, distance yourself from the source of the hurt. Remember, I talked about this. You have to cut all ties unless you have children together or you have property together. Other than that, cut all ties. No texting, no calling, no emailing, no sending up smoke signals, no stalking on social media or in person. Cut all ties. Number 5, it's okay to be angry as long as it doesn't consume you. Remember, the opposite of love is not hate, but apathy. Number 6, be the better person. I want to encourage you to be the better person. Just be the bigger and better person. Stay calm, collected, and classy. Remember that. Calm, collected, and classy. That's your 3 C's. That's what I want you to do. Number 7, try something at the brighter side of things. I'm sorry, try looking at the brighter side of things, right? Because there is a bright side to everything. So, and then I talked about how God will wreck your plans when he sees that your plans are going to wreck you. Okay? That's some powerful stuff, y'all. That's a key takeaway. If you don't remember anything else I told you today, I want you to remember that God will wreck your plans when it looks like your plans are going to wreck you. Number 8, focus on yourself now. You've been in that relationship with that individual for however long it lasted, and you took your free time and you focused on them. I want you now to focus on you. Number 9, don't give up on love just because someone chose to give up on you. Every time you fall in love, you're going to take a risk. Don't be that person that's afraid to take risks. Because in life, honey, we have to go out here until we have to take risks. That's what life is about. Safe risks, but we have to take risks nonetheless. And number 10, love yourself enough to know that you deserve the very best. Let me say that again. Love yourself enough to know that that we deserve the very best. And don't settle for anything less than that. I can't stress that enough. Do not settle for anything less than the best, because that's what you deserve, okay? And I talked about how you deserve stability. You deserve honesty at all times, not sometimes, or when it may hurt you the most, but at all times. You deserve to be treated right. You deserve faithfulness, respect, and compassion. Otherwise, it is not love. So that's all I have for you guys today. I hope what I shared with you helps you in some way, shape, or form. If it's not something that you need at this moment, please feel free to share this video with someone that you think could benefit from the steps that I shared with you today. I want to say thank you to my new subscribers. I love you guys. Thank you to those of you that continue to support me in all that I do. I love you to the moon and back, and there's nothing you can do about it. So, again, that's all I have. I want you to go out there, be amazing people. Be the amazing people that God has called you to be. Be the amazing people that's confident, classy, and what was the other thing I told you guys? Hold on, because I forgot just that quick. That's confident, classy, and hold on. Oh, calm. Calm, collected, and classy, but I like confident too. Go out and be that person. That way you attract what it is that you're looking for. So, again, that's all I have for you guys. I love you to the moon and back, and we'll talk again next week. Until then, take care.